Hello everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel, and today we're going to be talking about the Australian student visa or the subclass 500. So just a quick disclaimer guys, I am not an immigration lawyer, I am not an education consultant. This is purely based on my personal experience and my research. So obviously you watching this video is a form of research. What information or things that I am talking about in this video may be different from what you have researched. That is totally fine. If you have any questions, please comment down below. I'll make sure to answer them if I can. But yeah, so let's get into it. Alright guys, so I have my small código because I don't want to miss anything. So let's make sure that we're organized. Oh my god. Anyway, so just a quick background guys. I am from the Philippines, 21 years old. I am a senior high school graduate. So from the moment that I graduated until I started the whole process, I didn't enroll to any colleges or universities in the Philippines. I'm going to be explaining that in a bit. And then also during my gap years, I was working. So I had that one explained in my GTE. So GTE guys, that is the genuine temporary entrant or your statement of purpose. That is where you're going to be explaining your circumstances on why you chose Australia as the destination where you're going to be studying in. Also, other information about you and your course. So, the reason why I didn't enroll to any colleges or universities in the Philippines is because I'm going to be taking a diploma course. So diploma courses, diploma and certificate courses are under the VET sector in the Australian education system. So that is vocational. And as far as I know, most agencies recommend that applicant to go into masters if they already have done their bachelor's in their home country. This is to, lessen the risk of being denied by the Australian Home Affairs. Yeah. But anyway, guys, if you already finished your bachelor's in your home country and you want to take diploma and certificate, you can still do that. There are a lot of applicants who has been approved by the Home Affairs, so you can try it. And let's go into the journey. So the whole entire journey started June of 2022. That is where I started contacting different agencies. In total, I've talked to, really had consultations with 3 agencies. So the first agency, all was great. The agent was really nice, but the thing is, they require show money. And for someone who is doing VET course, based on my own research, unlike the bachelor's and master's, you don't need to provide any show money. But each to their own. From the agencies, they also have their own standings in the Home Affairs, so they just want to mitigate the risk of your visa to be denied. I completely understood that, but aside from the show money, you also are going to be paying for the tuition fees, insurance, visa fee, medical, etc. So it wasn't really an option, so I declined. Second agency, they were quick, they were good. We were doing the first stages of the application where you're going to be looking into school. So I chose a school, given them my documents for the application, and it has been a month. The agent didn't have any updates on the application. Nothing. Basically, I think I was ghosted, so I looked for another agency because a month was too long. I followed up, nothing, didn't hear anything. So this third agency is what processed my student visa until it was approved. There are agencies who have like processing fees. There are also agencies that doesn't have any processing fees. So for those agencies that doesn't have any processing fees, they are going to be getting commissions from the college or uni that you have enrolled in. That is why you're not gonna pay anything, which is a good thing. It is wise, guys, if you're going to be doing the whole process with an agency that doesn't have any processing fees. Okay, some agencies, once they get your processing fee, they're completely gonna ghost you, and most of the time you're not gonna get your money back. So be wise, money is involved. So after you have found your agency, you're going to be going into the first stage, as I've mentioned, the school application. So depending on your school, there are different documents that needs to be provided for the school application. For me, I provided my passport, biographic page, my birth certificate, my senior high school documents, which is the student permanent record from 11th and 12th grade, my diploma, my mode of instruction. Basically, for the mode of instruction, you can just get that certification from your school, basically stating that English was one of the languages or main language that is being used in the whole entire subject, something like that. So you can just easily obtain that from your school. For me, I didn't do any IELTS, PTE, any kind of English test. I just did the LLN test by the college once I have submitted my documents. So yeah, so getting back, I have submitted my birth certificate, passport, my senior high school permanent record, diploma, mode of instruction, junior high school diploma 137A, which is the grades from 7th to 10th grade, and mode of instruction as well. So those are the documents that I have given to the school for the initial stage. And then after that one, they're going to have you take the LLM test. That is pretty much the easiest test. I don't know, that was easy. All you have to do is answer the questions. Also, you're going to be verbally answering some of the questions that they have asked. But it depends, it varies from institution, colleges, so yeah. And after that one, after they have validated your LLN test and they think that you're fluent in English, they're gonna accept your application, and that is where you're going to be receiving an LOO. So that is letter of offer. You're going to be getting the information about your course, the terms, payments, any other rules that the school, basically all the information about your school and the things that you need to abide throughout the whole entire course. So afterwards, at the same time, I was working on my GTE, or the Genuine Temporary Entrance Statement of Purpose. GTE, that is where you're going to be explaining everything. Why you want to study in Australia, and mainly you have to express that you want to go back to your home country. But if you have other plans, just set this aside from now. Just think about going. Okay, the number one tip in doing the GTE is think about going back to your home country. That is my number one tip. And there are services like GTE writing services. They I think there are from 4K to 15K. You can get the service if you're too busy, but it's best if you can do it yourself so that you can express yourself a little bit more. But if you're not good at that, you can go with the GTE writing service. Okay, so after I was like doing the whole drafting of the GTE, at the same time I paid for the down payment. The down payment was 1,500 Australian dollars. So that is equivalent to like, I think 50K Philippine pesos for me to get a COE or the certificate of enrollment. That is one of the requirements for you to lodge your visa or submit your visa application. So I paid for that one. I used BPI. They have like 3K for the fees. That's totally fine. It would be reflected on the same day. So the same day that I paid for it, I got the COE, and then I was doing my GTE. So GTE was probably, I was doing it for a month because I have like a lot of revisions. I was still working, I'm kind of busy, so you know the drill. So it took a month for me to finish it, and once it's all good to go, I proceeded to get the other documents that is going to be needed for the visa application. So for this one, the supporting documents is based on what you have written in your GTE. In my case, I submitted overall documents that I have submitted as a supporting document for my GTE, my passport, my diplomas, my 137A, my permanent record from senior high school, my mode of instructions, my birth certificate, my NBI and police clearance. So since I was working, I provided 3 months of my pay slips, my COE from the previous companies that I've worked for, and my certificates and awards. I'm gonna show you guys. So this is my student, I don't know if you can see it. Can you see it? So this is my student portfolio. So here, this is my birth certificate. And I thanked my high school self because I have a lot of awards and certificates. So all of my awards and certificates, these, when I was in high school, these, all of these, I uploaded them. I submitted them, guys, because I think like maybe once the case officer sees it, they're gonna be like, oh, she's good, let's approve her. So if you have certificates and awards, guys, feel free to attach them. And as for my, since my mom and dad are the one who's going to support me for my entire student visa journey here in Australia, they had to provide their COE, pay slips, so a minimum of 3 months of pay slips, affidavit. The affidavit is basically them saying that they're going to support me with this amount of money, blah blah blah, for my studies. So yeah, we had that one for all of the affidavits. We had that one notarized. So notarized, like, I don't know, 300. And their birth certificate, my mom and dad's, their marriage certificate, also the assets that they have, the car, house, and the business. So yeah, those are the documents. Since I've mentioned all of them in my GTE, you will have to provide the supporting documents for everything that you have mentioned in your GTE. Okay, so yeah, after I have gathered, also these supporting documents took a lot of time, and I think by October I was finished gathering all of them. So June of 2022, contacted agencies. July, this is where, you know, they ghosted me. August was where I was contacting my current agency. September, school application, paid for the COE, also took the LLM test. And then October, that is where I was prepared for the lodging, you know, gathering all of those documents, affidavits, everything. Also paid for the overseas health cover. So it is a requirement from the Home Affairs that for the period that you're going to be staying here, you have an insurance. So that is what the insurance is for. I paid 1,600 Australian dollars. This was arranged by my agency, so I just had to pay them, and the visa fee of 659 Australian dollars. So I'm just gonna put all of the fees here. And then on November, that is the month where my student visa was lodged or submitted, and I did my medicals at Cebu, NHS Cebu. Really negative. I had a really negative experience with them. So it's really disappointing that their system isn't really that good. And you know, this may be just one of the medicals that you've been doing every single day, but for the applicant, this is what we're doing. It's a priority. It took them around, so I did my medicals November 9 of 2022, and it was submitted November 22 of 2022. And during that period, we were following it up, because that's the only thing that's missing in my application. So yeah, I was upset. They kind of said, oh, it has been submitted already, blah blah blah. It hasn't been. All of the applicants have access to their e-medical. You can see if your medicals has been accepted or not. You can see if they're lying. So mine wasn't submitted yet. So anyway, no, let's not talk about those. That was a negative experience from NHS Cebu, so it is what it is. And the day afterwards, I did my biometrics. Your photograph and your fingerprints are going to be taken. That was 900 pesos. Medical was like approximately 10K. You can pay up front or you can pay through bank for your medicals. But if you want to just pay at the counter, you can. Next, after that one, it was the waiting game. December, it was the holidays. Everything was so busy. I didn't really like, you know, think about it that much. But it did give me anxiety. You know, the overthinking. I know all of the international students have this anxiety while waiting for the visa to be approved. Yeah, 23 to January 3, December 23 to January 3, that is where most of the case officers are taking their holidays, so not much applications are being approved, you know. And January of 2023, January 3 of 2023, that's where my visa has been granted. I'm so happy. And I was at work and I cried at the CR because I was so overwhelmed. And on that same day, I booked my flights coming here to South Australia. Guys, booking the flight was really expensive. It was 60K. Anyway, also the next day I resigned from my company. I really apologize for the short notice, but I had to go. I really had to go. I didn't, say farewell formally, but yeah, good. And then this is where I was really stressed out, looking for an accommodation. So my flight was January 6th, and my visa was approved January the 3rd. And during that time, I already have I had like 3 days to pack my stuff and do everything. Accommodation was a real struggle. And I was lucky to get this accommodation. This was like last minute, and it is very near the city. Not very near, but it's near enough. My roommates are also Filipinos, and for the room, utilities, everything, they are good at a good price. Yeah. After I booked my flights, did the resignation, bought some stuff, suitcase, everything. By the way, guys, I didn't bring a lot of clothes. I bought a light jacket, but it was a winter here. It's summer. My jackets, didn't use them. Anyway, yeah. So before I came here in Australia, I already applied for my bank. You can do that, guys. You can apply for your bank offshore. And once you come here or get here in Australia, you can just go to their branch and then have it activated using your passport. So when I got here, I went to the next day. I think I got here January 8th. The next day, Monday, January 9th, I went to the school for the orientation, signed some stuff, all of those school stuff, and then went to the city to have my bank activated. But first I needed to buy a SIM card. So SIM card and Metro card. Alrighty. So this is what I'm talking about. This is the Metro card. This is where you tap on buses, trains, or trams in the city. Mine was a concession card, which means unlimited for 28 days for students. I'm going to be showing that in another video, but yeah, that's my entire student visa journey, of the documents that I needed to submit and the fees that needs to be paid for. So all of the other information are going to be down below so that you don't have to take notes. I'm going to do it for you guys. So that's all for our video today. If you have any questions, again, just comment down below and make sure to subscribe to my channel, please. Anyway, goodbye guys. Thanks for watching.